Hey, good morning, Lancers. This is Dr. Bergman, principal here at Thousand Oaks High School. Wanted to send you a message this morning in order to give you some information about our return to campus coming up on Tuesday, January 19th. I know that a lot of you are super excited to be back on campus. Some of you are a little apprehensive about coming back to campus. My goal here today is to make sure that I'm giving you as much information as you need to have a successful return to campus. So I hope you're well. I hope you had a great break, and we're super excited to have you back on campus. So let's dive into my presentation here. I want to share some really important information with you. We're going to be going over drop-off procedures, check-in procedures. We're going to be talking about masks. We're going to be talking about social distancing, directional arrows, hand washing, restrooms, lunch, leaving campus, as well as a few other important items along the way. So again, the goal here is to provide you with the information that is necessary to make sure that when we return to campus, we are keeping everyone safe. And when I say everyone, I'm talking about you, your teachers, the staff on our campus, your families, your friends. Just because school has reopened, folks, please know that there's no guarantee that it's going to stay open. We have to work hard in order to make sure to avoid another shutdown. And the best way to do that is to make sure that we're following all the health and safety rules. We all have a responsibility in that, so please help us out. I would also encourage you, as you come back to campus, to ask lots of questions. When in doubt, give us a shout. I want to make sure that you have your questions answered and that you're not working on bad information and making some mistakes. All right. I want to point out one really important resource that you and your family might be interested in taking a look at. I'm giving you just the basics today in this presentation. If you want to dive into a little bit more depth and find out what the district is doing, if you want to see the specific Thousand Oaks High School safety plan, you can find it on the CVUSD website, which is conejousd.org. If you scan down to the middle of their page, you're going to see this great big thing in the middle, the school opening and safety plan. Just click that and you'll have access to it. I encourage you to take a long look at it. I am going to be posting this. In fact, I think I already have posted it on Canvas. All the high schools in CVUSD tweaked their bell schedule for second semester. And a couple things that I want to point out. You'll note here, folks, that the passing period has been extended from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. So there's now 20 minutes in between each class. Each class has been shortened just a little bit on either end to make room for that. The other thing that I want to make sure that you all are aware is that Wednesdays will continue to be all remote. Whether you're a blended student or a remote student, Wednesday is an all remote day with combined cohorts, just like what we're currently doing. So please keep that in mind. Anyway, the bell schedule for second semester is going to be posted in Canvas as an announcement. You're welcome to take a look at it. I'm going to have it up really throughout the entire semester. So if you ever need to take a look at it, it's there in Canvas waiting for you. All right, so let's talk about masks. A lot of information to go through here, so please bear with me. Mask wearing on campus is not optional. It must happen. Everybody, staff, students, anybody who steps foot on this campus must be wearing a mask. And that is in accordance with the California Department of Public Health's guidance. When I say at all times, from the moment you get out of your car or arrive on campus, you must be wearing a mask until the time that you leave, whether you're waiting to enter campus, on school grounds, in your classes, in the bathroom, anywhere, while entering or exiting the school. In short, a mask must be worn at all times. And I'm telling you, we are going to be really strict about this. So please make sure you are abiding by the mask rule. Masks, generally speaking, have to cover the nose and the mouth at all times. You can't just simply wear a mask down around your mouth and let your nose out. It's got to cover both your nose and your mouth. Now, lots of different kinds of masks are out there, and I want to go through a few slides so that you know what masks are going to be accepted and which masks you should leave at home. So here we go. A lot of these gator masks are being worn. I see a lot of these out and about in the community, and these are just the sleeves that you wear around your neck, and then you just simply pull it up over your nose and your mouth when you need it. These are not allowed. Health professionals have determined that gaiters, by and large, are not effective. So please leave these at home. All right, that's a big note. Also, if you are choosing to wear bandanas or scarves, they too are not effective, and they will not be permitted as masks on campus. So if you are a fan of wearing bandanas or scarves, you're going to have to find something else because they're not allowed on campus. Interestingly enough, these masks are also not permissible. At the beginning of the pandemic, I actually went out and bought my entire family masks like this, and these are the masks that have the vents in them that allow for really easy breathing, and it presents problems, obviously, with the passage of the virus back and forth through those vents. So if your masks have vents in them, please leave those. That's right, at home. The masks that you really are looking for are really the basic tried and true surgical style masks. This is your best bet. And I would encourage you to wear these if you have them. We actually have plenty of these on campus in the event that students need to replace theirs, or if they're wearing an inappropriate mask, or if yours breaks. We've got these on campus and we'll hand them out. So the surgical masks are probably the way to go. However, I also know, and as we've all seen, that the mask fashion industry has become quite lucrative over the last 9 months, or 9 or 10 months. If you want to wear a cloth style mask, make sure that it's double-sided and that it fits snugly over your face, and it covers both your nose and your mouth, just like this individual in this picture. Okay. If you would like to supplement your mask with a face shield, totally fine to do that. These are not required, but you are absolutely encouraged to add to your protection by wearing a face shield. I know some students are planning on wearing these, and it's perfectly fine. However, face shields do not replace masks. So if you show up at school and you look like this dude and you're just wearing a face shield and no mask underneath, you're not going to be allowed onto campus. You've got to wear both the mask and the face shield. Okay? If you're wearing a face shield, you got to wear the mask too. All right, enough there. There you go. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about check-in procedures. As you'll notice here, there are 3 places to enter campus when you arrive at the beginning of your cohort. Cohort A, as you will learn here in just a minute, the gates will open up at 7:40, and for cohort B, the gates will open up at 11:40. And there are 3 gates that you can use in order to enter campus. The first is the Flores gate, which is the one out here. And for those students who are driving themselves to school, you'll be parking out here in the student parking lot, and you will be accessing the campus probably through the Flores gate. We will have staff out there to go through the check-in process with you. A lot of people will be dropped off. If your folks are driving you to school, we'll probably want to drop you off here in the front, and that's the band gate. Or if you want the A gate, which is out here in the north lot, that gate is also a way onto campus. And just some insider information, if you are looking for a quick way onto campus without a lot of traffic, I'm going to guess that the A gate's probably going to be the least used. Just keep that in mind. Just some good information for you to have in your back pocket. So the Flores gate, again, this is the gate that's going to be used out there, right out there by the field house. You can see that we've already got the social distancing markers out there. So you'll be waiting in line to get onto campus as you go through your health screening in the morning, or at the beginning of your cohort. The band gate, there it is, right? Everybody's been through the band gate probably at least once. That's going to be a way onto campus. And then last but not least, A gate. A gate exists out there right on the corner of A building by Mr. Bell's construction technology lab. So feel free to use A gate. Your parents can just drop you off right there and head on out. That's a good option. Okay, so let's talk really quickly about check-in procedures. Again, each gate will open at 7:40 for A cohort, 11:40 for B cohort. Students, if you are waiting to go through your health screen, you must wear masks and you must be socially distanced while waiting. Each student will have their temperature taken with a contact-less thermometer. And you'll also be answering a series of questions about COVID symptoms and possible exposure. And if you show up with a fever, or if you show up answering some questions that would lead us to believe that you've been exposed to COVID, we're not going to be able to let you onto campus, obviously. And we've got a procedure for that. Make sure it's probably best that you make sure that you check yourself before you leave the house, just so there won't be any problems when you arrive at school. Okay, moving on. I can't say this enough, and I can't say it any simpler than this. 6 feet distance between all students at all times. I think if there's one thing besides the wearing of masks that's keeping us up late at night, is coming to campus with, roughly 1,500 teenagers and expecting everybody to keep 6-foot distance between them. Folks, this has to happen. I have no problem with you wanting to hang out, socialize, talk, check in, see your friends. Just do it from 6 feet apart. It has to happen. Administrators and campus security folks are going to be wandering around, as well as your teachers, and you're probably going to get tired of hearing us tell you, hey, 6 feet apart, hey, 6 feet apart. It just has to happen. If we want to keep the school open and keep everyone safe and keep everyone feeling secure, this is something that absolutely needs to take place. I do want to point out, folks, that throughout the rest of the school year, lockers are not going to be used at all. Your main school lockers, they're all going to be closed off. The lockers that are in Bandland, they're going to be closed off. Locker rooms will not be used for PE. So in both cases, folks, we ask that you plan accordingly. If it's a PE day, you want to make sure that you're coming to school dressed for some physical activity in PE. Just make sure that you're carrying your backpack with you, because there isn't going to be any place to store your gear once you're on campus. Okay, so when you come onto campus, you're going to notice that all around campus, we've got these lovely directional arrows. One of the things that we have learned from other school districts and other industries is that one of the ways that we can best control the transmission of the virus is through one-way traffic. So we have worked hard to put these directional arrows all over the place. It's going to take you a while to figure out where the directional arrows are and how to get from point A to point B. It'll take a little while, but I'm sure everyone's going to figure it out. Just generally speaking, when you're walking around campus, everything operates and everything moves in a clockwise direction. So if you're walking down the main hallway, which in this picture is D building, so that would be to your left, you would be walking to the south side of campus, which is toward the pool on the left-hand side of the hallway, and you would be walking on the right-hand side, on this side, as you're heading north toward the MPR. Hand washing is going to be critical. Social distancing, wearing a mask, and hand washing have been said to be the big three ways that we can control the transmission of the virus. This little guy here on the left, we've got these freestanding hand sanitizer stations all over the place. Every classroom has been outfitted with a hand sanitizer station. And we also have these portable hand washing stations all over campus. This one's right here in the middle of the quad, as you can see. The way they work is that there's essentially a pump down here, which you operate with your feet. Water is dispensed through the spigot. There's soap, there's paper towels, as well as a trash receptacle. And I just encourage you to please just wash your hands a lot while you're here on campus. Bathrooms. So the big thing that you need to know about bathrooms is that only 2 students will be allowed at a time in a bathroom. Obviously, we need to do that just to make sure that we're controlling the number of people that are in there at any given time. We are going to have attendants outside or near the bathrooms at all times, so we can manage that. We can make sure that we don't have tons of people in the bathroom at any given time. If there are already 2 students in the bathroom, you'll be asked to wait. We've got social distancing markers out there waiting for you. And during class time, C Wing will be the bathrooms that you're going to want to use. If it turns out that we are seeing a huge amount of wait for the bathrooms in between classes, then we will open up I Wing bathrooms. But we're going to see if we can ride with C Wing bathrooms for as long as possible. Okay, lunch. Um, the short of it is that you really should plan to eat your lunch at home. If a student in a cohort is picking up a lunch at school, grab it and then exit campus before you eat. Total grab and go. If a student in B cohort is picking up a lunch, you may eat at one of the tables outside of the MPR. We do have a few tables that are left up out there. You are expected to socially distance while you're eating, and remember, this is the only time that you're allowed to not wear a mask is when you're eating or drinking. So make sure that you are social distancing yourselves. You can't sit with tons of people at the same table anymore. Last but not least, please make sure you throw away your trash. That's just obviously in an effort to keep the campus clean, but also it will definitely help in curbing the transmission of the virus. Now, at the end of the school day, you have to leave immediately. You cannot hang out. You cannot visit at all. And for that matter, at the end of your class, you will need to leave your class immediately. You can't hang out and talk to your friends or your teacher. If you need to speak with your teacher outside of class, if there's something going on or you need some help with a project in class, start with an email. And the teacher, I'm sure, will reach out to you and set up a time to either Zoom or call or something. But we really do want to minimize the amount of contact going on here. So at the end of class, you need to leave. And at the end of your cohort, you have to head off campus immediately. Now, I think this is my last slide. I just want to kind of go over the big picture here. Remember, we want our reopening to go smoothly. Everybody does. Many students are nervous about returning, and many students are nervous about returning and then seeing another shutdown. I think most people's head would explode if that were to happen. Either way, there's only one surefire way to make sure that everyone is at ease and that we keep the school safely open, and that is to follow the rules that I've just laid out. Wear your mask, social distance yourselves, and regular hand washing will help make this a success. And last but not least, please show compassion toward one another. Understand that this is a really difficult time for everybody, including your teachers and your principal. So let's be understanding and let's really work hard together. Follow the rules so that everyone feels safe and we can keep the school open. All right, that's the end of my presentation. I really am excited to see students back on campus. It's been a long time since we've had more than a handful. While it's been great seeing our pilot students back on campus, I'm really excited to see a lot of you because I've totally been out of touch. Anyway, it's great to see you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we will see you here on the 19th. Thanks.